Okay, so in this section of notes, we're going to be learning about how to combine functions together. So typically when we do this, we've got our four basic operations, so we can add functions, subtract them, multiply them, as well as divide them. So first one we're going to talk about is addition. So when you're adding two functions together, you will be given the two functions you have to add. So we'll say we have f of x, which we'll have equal to x plus 5. And we will also have g of x, which we'll say is equal to x squared minus 3. So then it's going to ask you to find f plus g of x. So this just means that we are adding these two functions together, right? So it's just like adding polynomials and combining any like terms we have. Right, so we have x plus 5. Actually, let me write that in blue. And then plus x squared minus 3. So the only like terms we have here are 5 and negative 3. Right, so then let's still write it in descending order of exponents. So we have x squared plus x, and then 5 plus negative 3 gives us a plus 2. So then that would be your answer for f plus g of x. So when you're doing addition, you are just combining like terms, just like we did back at the very beginning of the year. All right, so subtracting functions works in a very similar way, right? So let's say that we have two functions again. So let's say f of x is going to be equal to x squared plus 3x plus 2, and we'll have g of x equal to x plus 2. So this time we're going to be asked to find f minus g of x. So that means you are subtracting your two functions. So it does matter what order you write these in, right? Since it's f minus g, we're going to do f, which is x squared plus 3x plus 2 minus g, right? It is important that you put it in the parentheses, right? Because just like when we subtracted polynomials, we have to change the sign inside our parentheses before we combine like terms. So we'll have the first part staying the same, so x squared plus 3x plus 2, and then we have a minus x and a minus 2. Now we can combine our like terms. So we have 3x and a negative x, and we have a positive 2 and a negative 2. So x squared just comes down. 3x minus x is positive 2x, and then positive 2 and negative 2 are going to cancel out. So that means f minus g of x is going to be equal to x squared plus 2x. So again, this is just like working with polynomials, right? This is not really anything new. We're just writing it in a little bit of a different format. All right, so then let's use those same two functions that we just used for our subtraction to do our multiplication as well. So f of x is x squared plus 3x plus 2, and g of x is x plus 2. So now we're going to learn how to multiply them, right? So this is just like multiplying polynomials. So f times g of x. So that means we have x squared plus 3x plus 2 times x plus 2. So we're just going to use our long distributive property, right? We're going to do x squared times x and times 2. So that gives us x to the third plus 2x squared. Then we're going to take our 3x and multiply it to each one of these. So 3x times x is 3x squared, and then 3x times 2 is 6x. And then finally, we're going to take 2 times x to get 2x, and 2 times 2 to give us 4. Right, so then we will just combine any like terms that we have. So there's no like terms with x to the third. Then we have 2x squared and 3x squared to give us 5x squared. Then we have 6x and 2x to give us an 8x. And then we have a 4 on the end. So just like multiplying polynomials. Okay, so then our last one is everybody's favorite, which is division, right? We love dividing polynomials. But really, now that we know how to factor, we can make this a lot easier on ourselves. So let's also use our f of x equals x squared plus 3x plus 2, and our g of x equal to x plus 2. So we're going to have f divided by g of x. Again, the order of these does matter. We've got to put f on top and then g on the bottom. So the nice thing about the homework problems in this section is that everything that you're going to have on top is going to be factorable. So you're going to be able to factor and cancel. So let's factor that polynomial on the top. All right, so we're looking for factors of 2 that are going to add up to give us 3. So that would have to be 2 and 1. So we would have x plus 2 times x plus 1, right? And then we can divide it by x plus 2. So since we have this entire factor here, we can cancel that out. Now remember, you cannot, say it again, you absolutely cannot just cancel like individual pieces like this. You have to cancel whole factors when you're doing division. Right, so again, in this homework, all of these problems are going to be set up where you can easily factor the top and it will cancel with whatever you have on the bottom, which means that that's going to give you a really good hint to what one of your factors should be, right? So you just need to look at what's in the denominator. So that's going to tell you what one of these is. So that way, if you've got a bigger number than 2 that has more factors, you can easily narrow down which ones it's going to be. Okay, so you all do have an assignment to work on today, and it's going to be on page 192. My regular Algebra 2 students, you guys are going to go 1 through 16. And then honors, you guys are going to do 1 through 20. Now, on 16 through 20, you have to do the combination. So you have to like add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Then you have to evaluate it. So it tells you to evaluate the combination function with f of x, g of x, and then it says evaluate it when x is equal to 5. So you're going to do exactly what we just did to combine your functions together, but then once you get your final answer, so like here we got x plus 1. Oh, I didn't write that. So like you would plug in a 5 for x at that point. So like your final answer would be 10. So on 17 through 20, you should get just a single number as your final answer. Okay, please work hard today. If you don't get this done, it is for homework tonight. You all better be good for Miss Patton. If not, I will hear about it. All right, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And if you have any questions, I will be back on Monday and we will go over this again.